It'd have to be Oran Park 2007. That was something pretty special. In the wet to win there, it was the second last year of Oran Park. It was brilliant. It was just awesome, and the team went nuts. So yeah, that was my favourite. Worst moment would have to be Winton 2007, I think it was, when I backed it into the wall in the wet. And yeah, I was feeling pretty ordinary that day as it was. I was sick overnight, and just to top it off, backed it into the wall at 150k, so nearly wrote the thing off. I think that the thing that I'd like to achieve the most in motor racing would be the V8 Supercar Championship title. I've always been, that's always been my goal, and obviously to win a Bathurst would be another one, but yeah, the championship title would be the main key. Nigel Mansell. I can remember Nigel racing at the Gold Coast Indy. I used to go there all the time with my family, and just as a spectator, watching out off the building and watching Nigel go past. He was just an absolute freak in IndyCar, and yeah, always followed him and just loved him. He always pushed it to the edge. He wore the riding off the side of the tyres around Indy, so that's what I try to do now. Sometimes it ends in tears. It would be in rookies, back in go-karts. Always had the memory of racing my brother throughout, all the categories, and but I had a really special race with him where we diced positions the whole way through, and I came up with the goods. So he always holds me to that. But no, that was a great moment and something I always remember. Yeah, I've been thinking about this lately, and I don't really know what I would have done. When I was younger, my grandparents, when I was probably about 7 years old, my grandparents used to ask what I wanted to do as a job when I'm older, and I always used to say drive motor racing cars, and they'd say no, but for a real job, what do you want to do? I'd say no, that's seriously it. So I never lost sight of that I wanted to be a race car driver, but and it's hard to, like, I always focused on that and never had anything else in mind, but an F111 pilot wouldn't be a bad job, or a stunt master would be alright too. My jocks, gotta say my jocks, they got a fair show up at Gold Coast. The Wallabies. I'm a big rugby union fan, and got a few mates in there playing. So, and I used to play myself. So, throughout high school, I was always a winger, and I always keep a close eye on the Wallabies. They're a great team. That's a hard one. I'm just such a good cook. I just don't know which one's my best. Probably spaghetti bolognese, I reckon, because it's so easy to cook. I don't really have a specialty. My girlfriend does all the cooking, fiance. Yeah, if someone's coming over for dinner, usually I'll go down the shop, buy a bit of Indian or Thai, and chuck it on the table and say that I made it. Yeah, I mean, Garth is. I've got a lot of respect for Garth. He's a great driver, and I know that if I'm beating him, then I'm doing a good job. So yeah, if I see his name below me in the list, I'll be pretty happy.